Hello, YouTube viewers and Transformers fans of all ages. This is the TF Yankee coming to you with what will hopefully be a quick and successful live stream video. And today we have for the latest entry in my Figure Spotlight video series none other than Decepticon Black Shadow, or as he's known by his new copyrighted name here in the United States, Sky Shadow. So introduced in 1989 during Transformers Victory by Takara Tomy. Most toys of Black Shadow / Sky Shadow, and I'm going to just referring to him by his original G1 nickname of Black Shadow, but in case anyone was wondering, Black Shadow and Sky Shadow are the same character. Hasbro just couldn't get a registered trademark to the original Generation 1 name by Takara Tomy, so if I go back and forth between both of his names, just bear in mind that they're the same character. So Black Shadow was introduced in 1989 for the Transformers Victory franchise by Takara Tomy, and most toys of Black Shadow that exist have been repaints and retools of the Decepticon character Thunderwing. Thunderwing was in the Transformers Generation 1 toy line what was known as a Mega Transformers Pretender, and basically Thunderwing, he went from, unlike most Pretenders who were a tiny robot inside a shell of an organic alien for the Autobots, they were souped up humanoids, and for the Decepticons, they were just monstrous looking alien creatures. But unlike the normal Pretenders, the Mega Pretenders were fairly decent sized Transformers toys that could combine with their larger Pretender shells. And then, unlike normal Pretenders, where the shell just, as far as transforming, all the shell did was just open and close for the inner robot inside. But with the Mega Pretenders, the outer shell actually transformed into part of the vehicle that the Pretender robot could actually transform into. And when I get both these toys of Sky Shadow transform into their Optimals, I'll show what the Generation 1 toy of Sky Shadow, how it looked like. So basically, Black Shadow, for the longest time, he wasn't a well-known character here in the United States, since he was marketed as a Japanese exclusive toy. And a shout out to Patriot Prime Reviews. He told me when he was wrapping up his video series of the Generation 1 Decepticon Pretenders, he doesn't have the Generation 1 toy of Black Shadow since it was sold exclusively by Takara Tomy. So the first toy of Black Shadow to be released here in the United States by Hasbro was this toy right here. This is the Generations Deluxe class Black Shadow toy, which was marketed under the name of Sky Shadow, and me personally, I prefer Black Shadow's original Generation 1 name because his new name, Sky Shadow, it makes me get him confused with Sky Warp. That's just me. I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but that's why I prefer him by his G1 name. So this was released back in 2011, and it kind of has a throwback to how the Generation 1 toy transformed, because on the Generation 1 toy of Black Shadow and also Thunderwing, which both the Generation 1 toy and the Generations Deluxe class toy here that I'm holding right now in my hands, and they had a similar transformation where basically the smaller robot that made up the Pretender, and what it would do is it would latch on to the nose of the jet vehicle that he would transform into, and then on the Generation 1 toy, this would transform right here into a robot, and that would be Black Shadow's actual standard-sized robot, and then the larger robot would be the Pretender vehicle, the transforming Pretender vehicle that he would merge with to become an even larger robot. So here on the Generations toy, as a callback to how the Generation 1 toy, how the front nose of the jet mode would transform into the smaller inner Pretender robot, Hasbro for the Generations Deluxe toy made this little drone, this little spy drone, form the nose of the jet here on the Generations Deluxe toy. Now, some interesting bit of trivia on the Generations Deluxe toy. His existence was accidentally leaked with one of the panel sections on the instruction sheet for Thunderwing. It showed the one of the retooled parts of the robot mode chest, and I think it also showed the horns on the head for Black Shadow on the Generations Deluxe class Thunderwing, which was released the previous year in 2010. So a lot of Transformers fans accidentally got a preview that preview and knew that Black Shadow was going to be released eventually. Now, since the Generation 1 toy of Black Shadow has never been released here in the United States, standing this guy up getting him out of the thumbnail pose, as I'm starting to call him. After the Generations Deluxe toy, the only other toy of Black Shadow that's been released here in the United States has been the Titans Return Leader class Black Shadow. And as far as appearing in media, it's only been in the Transformers Victory cartoon where Black Shadow has appeared in animated form. I can't remember if he only appeared in one episode or if he appeared in 2 episodes, but one of the storylines, basically Black Shadow was one of 2 Decepticons who was called in by the main Decepticons of Transformers Victory to try and neutralize the Autobots. The plan didn't really work, and eventually Black Shadow kind of fled at the scene. But Black Shadow, his most recent popularity in recent years here in the United States has been thanks to how he's been portrayed in IDW's comic books. So Black Shadow was one of 3 Decepticons that IDW turned into a subgroup of Decepticons known as the Six Phasers. And basically the Six Phasers were Megatron's master plan at conquering worlds and expanding the size of the Decepticon Empire. Rather than send an entire platoon or an entire army of Decepticon troopers, Megatron instead decided to use the 3 most powerful Decepticons that existed, which were Black Shadow and also Overlord and Six Shot. And the Six Phasers would go off to worlds and they'd single-handedly subdue, or rather annihilate, any life forms if they were there, and all the energy sources on the planet would be harvested into energon for the Decepticons. Some people are starting to log in here. Ninja Bill 1000. He says that he doesn't have a single toy of Black Shadow in his Transformers collection. I am very sorry to hear that, because Black Shadow, he is an incredible character in his own right, and I love his mostly black paint job. So where I was going, basically the Six Phasers, the only other fictional characters I can equate them to were the Saiyans from the Dragon Ball Z anime. Basically Black Shadow, Overlord, and Six Shot, they were almost like the Saiyans at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z in the first few episodes, the characters of Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz, but they were far more successful in the comic books at doing their job, because unlike in Dragon Ball Z where the Saiyans traveled together, the Six Phasers actually went off by themselves, and they were able to conquer whole planets by themselves. And I read on Wikipedia, since I didn't really have much information on Black Shadow to go by, I brushed up on him on Wikipedia with all the information on him, and basically Black Shadow, he destroyed a civilization of 3 billion individuals. So Black Shadow's kill ratio, basically, he can be classified as a mass murderer. So that shows you how evil Black Shadow is. So yeah, these horns, horns on his head, they are no laughing matter. So you do not want to get in Black Shadow's path. Someone else has logged on. Trans738, what's up? He says. So basically, we're taking a look at Black Shadow. I have the Generations Deluxe toy and the Titans Return Leader class toy. Black Shadow. I try and get them transformed in a moment, but just to wrap up some of the background information. So basically, in IDW's comic books, the Six Phasers were the most powerful Decepticons under Megatron's group, but what gradually tore them apart almost immediately after they were created was Overlord discovered that he was equally as powerful as Megatron, and he tried to get Megatron to battle him in hand-to-hand combat, and Megatron, rather than acknowledging Overlord, chose to ignore him, and so Overlord kind of went off on his own. And I didn't find out what happened to Six Shot, but it was somewhere along the lines where he kind of lost interest in being member of the Phase Sixers. But Black Shadow, he was the one who actually got neutralized. So what happened was Black Shadow was about to destroy a planet that was controlled by the Autobots, and they basically bribed Black Shadow. They paid him a fortune rather than conquer their planet, and if he would instead destroy some of the Decepticon armada containing the most powerful of Megatron's troops, they would pay him a fortune I forgot what the name of it was, but it was basically the equivalent of money. And Black Shadow agreed, realizing that he'd have an enormous payout. Yeah, but unfortunately, the price of greed draws in people that you don't want to see. So, what happened to Black Shadow was was his destruction of the Decepticon Armada in exchange for the Autobots' payoff. It attracted the attention of the Decepticon Justice Division. The most famous character of the Decepticon Justice Division is the character of Tarn, who his head is basically the Decepticon faction symbol, and Tarn and the other members of the Decepticon Justice Division found Black Shadow guilty of treachery and betrayal, and they destroyed him. So that was the end of Black Shadow in IDW's comic books. So apart from that, Black Shadow, he I think he did appear in one of the Transformers mobile games, but I don't really know. So apart from I think one, maybe at the most two episode appearances in Transformers Victory and the story involving the Phase Sixers and Sixers, or was it Six Phasers? I can't remember. But no, it was Phase Sixers. So apart from that story in IDW's comic books and the Transformers Victory cartoon, Black Shadow hasn't really appeared much in other Transformers media, and the number of official toys he has to his name is 3. These two right here, the 2011 Generations Deluxe toy, the Titans Returned Leader Class toy, and also the original Generation 1 toy that was released in 1989. And so, Black Shadow hasn't really had much prominence in Transformers media. He's not as popular of a character as, say, Starscream, and to be honest, with my experience, Overlord and Six Shot still have more popularity than Black Shadow, so whether or not Black Shadow would continue to rise due to the fact that he's been portrayed as being on par with Overlord, Six Shot, and also Megatron in terms of how sinister and powerful the Decepticons are. Our time will tell at this point. So see if anyone else has logged on. A lot of you I know try to talk to each other in the chat, live stream chat. Just reading this over from. Yes, this is from the IDW continuity. Okay, just wanted to read what everyone was live in the live stream chat. So, moving right along, the Titans Return Leader Class Black Shadow toy. Like all the other Leader Class toys in the Titans Return toy line, he is a triple changer. His third mode is a base mode, and unfortunately, it's been a while since I've transformed him into the base mode. So, just bear with me for a second here. I'm sorry for taking so long, but as I said, it's been a long time since I transformed Sky Shadow into his base mode. And I actually try to avoid doing it because the base mode is my least favorite mode for Black Shadow, so moving the camera back so I can get it on full frame. It does look somewhat tall with the tower, and it is somewhat elongated, so I apologize for taking it so long. Now, unlike the Titans Return version, the Generations Deluxe Black Shadow toy, it isn't a triple changer, and pretty much the only play feature that the Generations Deluxe toy has is that you can combine his dual laser guns into a double barrel laser gun, but that's really it. And if you want to, you can have them sit here on the back of his wings. Means you can adjust the wings into different positions if you want. So you can slightly change the Generations Deluxe toy, but it's not a triple changer, and as far as I'm aware of, there's not really much to change the transformation on it. Now, similar to the way the Generations Deluxe toy of Black Shadow, when Thunderwing was released, a lot of Transformers fans, and due to an error in the instruction sheet, Thunderwing's instruction sheet was shown with Black Shadow's head and robot mode chest, which are retooled parts from the Generations Deluxe Thunderwing, were shown. So Transformers fans accidentally were given a preview of Black Shadow's existence, and almost the reverse happened with the Titans Return Leader Class Black Shadow toy. When its existence was announced, Transformers fans everywhere realized that this toy was going to be repainted and retooled into Overlord eventually, since this toy of Sky Shadow, it has two vehicles, Jet and Tank, and that was the way the Generation 1 Overlord toy transformed. So for both toys of Black Shadow, it either led to Black Shadow's own existence or the existence of another Transformers toy that was going to be released. Yeah, so that's one of the hidden legacies that Hasbro's given Black Shadow, is that chances are our Black Shadow is going to end up being mold mates with at least one other Transformers character. Now, going from base mode to his two vehicle modes of Jet and Tank, on Black Shadow, once you have it memorized, it can be pretty easy to do. And if you fold up this piece here on Black Shadow's chest, there's a connection piece that connects to the top of the tank mode. If you can get it to line up properly. So there is Titans Return Sky Shadow in his two vehicle modes of Jet and Tank, and they can combine together, and a lot of Transformers fans agree that the connection port for Sky Shadow's two vehicle modes, it's much better executed than Overlord's was. And I tend to agree with that statement. Setting it off to the side, I'll get the Generations Deluxe class Black Shadow figure transformed for you really fast. Alright, and there's the Generations Deluxe class Black Shadow in his alt mode, and this is pretty similar to the style of jet that Black Shadow transformed into in IDW's comic books, and I really enjoy that. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, for those of you who missed my announcement saying it, but taking a moment here to see what you guys have been typing in the live stream chat. Okay, so Ninja Bill 1000 and Transaren 38, they've been discussing how in robot mode the tanks for Overlord and Black Shadow, since the tanks are almost the exact same, well, you can't switch them out and give them different colored legs. I actually show that off in my original review of Titan's Return Overlord, so if you want to see Overlord and Black Shadow with each other's legs, by all means, go do that. Go watch that. I showed it off. Now, earlier in the video, I mentioned that the way the Generation 1 toy of Black Shadow transformed, since it was a Mega Pretender, and basically, if there was somehow a way of attaching the Generations Deluxe class Black Shadow toy to the underside of the nose of the Titan's Return Black Shadow toy, then if they could connect like that, and then you've almost got the Generation 1 toy of Black Shadow and also the Generation 1 toy of Thunderwing. That's how they transform. Formed a smaller robot that attached to the underside of the nose section of the jet mode and then combined to form a larger robot. Alright, so if there were connection pay, you could at least have the vehicle mode transformation of those two toys. And that's one reason why when Generations Deluxe Class Black Shadow was released, I apologize for that noise, it's late at night. I mean, late night is when the motorcycle owners tend to come out for a late night drive, but the point I was trying to get is that because the Generations Deluxe Class Black Shadow toy was a repaint and retool of Thunderwing, a lot of Transformers fans were hoping that, in addition to Overlord, that Hasbro and Takara Tomy might do the reverse of the Titan's Return Black Shadow figure and repaint and retool that into a new leader class toy of Thunderwing. But unfortunately, in the Titan's Return toy line, the only toy of Thunderwing we got was an individual Titan Master that was sold in one of the Titan's Return boxed sets, and so basically to get Titan's Return Thunderwing brand new, mint condition, in an unopened box, you'd have to pay roughly $100 and get an additional 4 larger size Transformers toys that you may or may not want to have in your collection. But in my figure spotlight video of Blaster, I had mentioned that Titan's Return Blaster, he was repainted and retooled into Soundwave, and at the same time, the other toys of Blaster that I own, Fall of Cybertron Blaster and Universe Blaster, they were repaints of previously released toys of Soundwave, and so a lot of Transformers fans were kind of hoping that Hasbro might go full circle with Thunderwing like they did with Black Shadow and Addo, and do the reverse of what they did with the Generations Deluxe toys and have a leader class toy of Thunderwing and be mold mates with leader class Black Shadow just like Overlord. But unfortunately it never came to pass. Now whether or not we will get a proper size toy of Thunderwing in the near future remains to be certain, but Hasbro has been trying to, for the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege toy line, they've been trying to release toys of Transformers characters that haven't really been given updates so far, are such as Cog, the Duocon Flywheels, Shockwave, even though he had a few toys in the past, he didn't have a leader class toy released. But there's also Six Gun and some of the toys that haven't been released yet. There's Brunt, and it's been a while since we got a new toy of Red Alert. So unfortunately, Thunderwing and also Black Shadow, who this figure spotlight video is about, any new toys of them being in the near future, I honestly don't see it because they aren't some of the characters on Hasbro and Takara Tomy's priority list of Transformers characters to be given new toys. So Trans Aaron 38, he's logged off for the night. Right, let's see. Oh, someone else has come on. Come on. Smokescreen 38. Hey, it's Trans Aaron 38's second chat. Channel for gaming. Let's see, he subbed for Let's see, he subbed to my channel. Alright, thank you. So I'm now one more subscription away from my 200th special subscription video. I promise that once I hit 200 subscribers, I do a special video where I sat down and did a live stream chat where I reveal my face to everyone. I've accidentally been revealing most of my face when I tilt up my camera to leave the live stream chat here on these videos, but I think it's time. Once I hit 200 subscribers, that I'm finally comfortable with revealing my whole face to you guys. So just reading up what you guys are doing in the live stream chat. Ninja Bill 1000 logged off as well, so Smokescreen 38, you're the last person here, so I apologize, but I've talked about Black Shadow extensively throughout this figure spotlight video, and my final thoughts: do I recommend getting both these toys of Black Shadow, the Generations Deluxe toy, and also the Titans Return Leader Class toy? Do I recommend having both of these toys in your Transformers collection? Absolutely, I do. I said earlier in the video, the only other toy of Black Shadow that exists is the original Generation 1 toy, so as an individual character, Black Shadow's only been given 3 toys as far as I'm aware of, so you can count using the fingers on your hands how many toys he has. So even if you have one of these already and you don't have the other one, I recommend getting the other one because Black Shadow, he has a great paint job of mostly black with red and bluish gray highlights, and all around he's an amazing Transformers character. So if you can get both of these toys in your Transformers collection, yes, definitely get them. I recommend both these toys. The deluxe toy from the Generations line, it does have a transformation that's somewhat similar to the Generation 1 toy and the Titans Return Black Shadow toy, since it is a triple chain Ranger, having the base mode in addition to robot mode, and the 2 vehicle modes of Jet and Tank. There is a lot of play value to him. So thank you everyone for tuning into the live stream chat who logged on. And this has been a figure spotlight video of Black Shadow, a.k.a. Sky Shadow. I recommend getting both of these toys of him that have been released by Hasbro, the Generations Deluxe version and the Titans Return Leader Class version. So thank you guys all for tuning in. This has been the TF Geek. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day. Transform and roll out.